Good morning, everybody. Get ready for some big laughs, behind-the-scenes stories. He is a Canadian icon, a treasure, an actor, a comedic trailblazer, and he's here live.
Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Dan Aykroyd in the house!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Fortunate working actor, and, Canadian citizen. I am.
Yeah, I'll say.
Anything more than that, well, that's conjecture, but thank you.
Right.
Born on July 1st, it doesn't get more like quintessentially Canadian
July
than that
1st
in Ottawa.
in Ottawa, grandson of a Mountie. My mother was French-Canadian. My dad was a high Anglican English wasp from, around here.
And here you
so
are.
it was a mixed marriage back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I keep two beautiful families fused together to create me.
That's nice.
And no, I'm very grateful. That's my whole operating modus right now is gratefulness.
Yeah.
About just being here and everything and the people I got to work with, and the things that I did with great collaborators.
And you wear the red and white, the Canadian flag as a badge of honor, and you always have. Like, how important is it for you to be Canadian?
Well, it's part of my vitality of my identity, of course, and I just, my parents were magnificent Canadians, and I have great Canadian friends. Of course, my ex there and three children were born in America, so and here what's happening now is it's confusing for many people, but Canada's as Michael Myers, he wore the Canadian Tire T-shirt on SNL. Canada is not for sale, but we have things to sell.
Yeah.
So let's do business down with our neighbors in the States. We have lumber, we have maple syrup, we have uranium, we have all kinds of wonderful resources there to sell. So, we're a business country, and let's get down to it. But we're not going to give up our sovereignty. We're not going to give up our flag, our currency, Margaret Atwood, the Mounties, provincial governments on any of that, no. But we should know to do business, and so let's make some deals. Yeah.
And speaking of business and deals, I want to say congratulations. I remember you coming on the show, I think it was 2008, so 17 years ago, to introduce this. Crystal Head Vodka. Did you ever imagine it would take off the way it did? The people are literally collecting it, not only for the beautiful drink inside, but the bottles have become such a thing. And this was before any other stars were putting their names to things. What made you start this up in 2008?
I just wanted to clean up vodka. I thought if I'm going to drink, I might as well drink something clean. I began to research what was in a lot of lesser priced products. We are a premium luxury product, affordable. Just about $1.60 more than your premium vodkas, and we are a 70-calorie vodka, one shot, 70 calories. And I just thought, and I opened up a lot of vodkas, and they didn't smell like anything, or they smelled like Chanel No. 10, or one of them tasted like a cat's tongue, and I thought, what's going on? Well, I researched it, and they do add certain fusel oils, they call them, in there, glycerin, sugar, and limonene. We have no sugar added in our vodka. We don't do limonene at all because we have a natural viscosity with our beautiful corn and the wheat that we use and the agave for the black one. And so we have a purity there that a lot of other products don't have. So might as well drink clean if you're going to drink. Yeah. And I thought that would work out, and it did very well. A lot of boutique brands have come and gone. We're still there because of our quality and the fact we don't need sugar, we don't need glyceride, we don't need limonene. Glyceride's a cousin to glycol. It's a antifreeze, basically, and so they don't put enough to kill you in other products, but we thought, why use any of it? And one of the biggest places that were popular is London, England, where they're really into the molecular construction of cocktails, so. But the beverage alcohol industry now is being challenged by some health studies that say you shouldn't even have one shot of any kind of wine or liquor. Well, my parents, my mom lived to 100, my dad to 98. They had to drink almost every day of their lives. My mom had a gin martini 4 days before she died. So you have to temper a little of the medical research with actual real life. And so at least if you're going to drink vodka, why not try the cleanest one that's out there?
Well, you said
do say it
cocktails,
confidently.
though, too. You said cocktails, too. What's the cocktail that you...
Well, let's just...
Okay,
everything in moderation. Again, that's what I always say, one head, one person, that's not good. But one head with 5 people, you can have a beautiful evening together with one of these skulls. You get 5 people together around the campfire in the summer with our summer head. Okay. This is our summer head. This is strawberry lemonade, 1 ounce of the vodka for the 70-calorie experience. and like a julep, and with a little spritzer in there.
Refreshing. It's all get out.
Isn't that nice?
Well, just in time for the long weekend coming up.
Yeah, and we are Canadian-made.
So good.
Canadian. Everything about the company is Canadian, and so we're on shelves at LCBO, and of course at our great associates across the country. And again, there's a lot of stress on clean drinking and eating and products today, and we were there from the very beginning, as you say, the many years ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Dan, question for you. If you're walking
Well,
down the
that's
street...
it about the alcohol.
Yeah, well,
you want to talk SNL? I can
I want to
talk
talk.
an hour.
I want to talk. If you're walking down the street, maybe even walking down Bloor Street outside of here, what's somebody yelling at you? Is somebody yelling, saying Blues Brothers? Are they saying Great Outdoors? Are they saying SNL? Are they saying
Nothing this morning. I haven't. I was waiting.
But do you watch it back? If you see the Great Outdoors, right, playing back, nobody's blowing at anybody's. Do you watch and laugh now and think, man, what a shoot, what a time? John Candy, another legend, rest
Oh,
in
I
peace,
loved
gone
him.
too soon.
We all loved him, yeah. There's
was
a
he like?
documentary coming out. He was a sweet, sweet man, and beautiful man, strong, and vibrant, and a wonderful talent, great actor, and a sweet guy, family man, and one of my best friends from day one.
Yeah,
Because
you can't fake that chemistry.
when we met, he was a Kleenex salesman for Kimberly Clark, and I was driving for Bacon Brothers as a mail contractor for the Royal Mail. So, yeah, that's when we met back then in the 20s in Toronto. It was great then in Toronto. You know, the sky is disappearing here in this city.
Yeah, it's
a lot of high rises. So back then you didn't have that. It was kind of had the flavor of these great Ontario towns that we have, where they've restricted the growth of the high rise so that you actually see how the town was, you know.
Would you ever
Great
consider
times.
politics? Because you have a lot of answers this morning, and I'm feeling like, I don't know, mayor, prime minister.
No, I would, I would like to be, I'd like to be addressed more as judge, because
Okay.
I was an immigration judge for 3 hours in Kingston. The guy couldn't make it, and as I have the Order of Canada, I'm proud to say, they sometimes select members of the Order of Canada, companions or members, to do work when the judge can't make it on an immigration day. So I got to read in several families in French and English, and I was a judge for 3 hours. And
Wow.
So okay, yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
Judge Aykroyd
Judge, yeah.
presiding?
And of course, I made a movie where I played a judge called Vulcanvania, or
Cheers.
Nothing But Trouble, and that particular character is very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Well, you're close to our hearts all across the country.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything that you do and you continue to do in film and with your drinks to make sure we enjoy our time with family and long weekends. And you know what? When there's something wrong in the neighborhood, who are we going to call?
Dan Aykroyd! Give it up